gluten-free. Of course, you can switch that out if you want to. Have a lovely rye, which I do like, very nice on the digestive system if ever you struggle with bread. And I have this gorgeous buckwheat here as well. So in we go.
I love the colour of the buckwheat.
So you know when you can't work out what flour you want to use? Well, I use them all.
What I would do is I would write them all down on a little piece of paper, but you've memorised them all, which is fantastic.
I've memorised them. So what I'm going to do is just a little pinch of salt. All right, just in baking, a little bit of salt is delicious.
I'm going to get in here, mate.
Yes, what I would love you to do is, as I mix this, is I've got 2 eggs here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of maple syrup, because I said this is a little bit of a sweet cracker, and then I have some water, and I have this gorgeous kefir, okay? So it looks a little bit like yogurt, but it has a little bit more probiotic in it. So it's actually made by having some milk and getting those kefir grains, which are kind of a bit like a yeast, and what that does is it just kind of sits away in there, gets that culture, and what it has is a lot of healthy digestive enzymes in there.
Pour that
so
in.
Beautiful, yes please.
So if I taste it,
Ooh, it's quite tart.
it's like a very weak
You can
yogurt,
have it as
actually.
a drink. No, you can have it as a drink. You can have like flavoured kefir, but it's it's going to be a lovely element in this cracker.
In fact, it tastes like regular yogurt, actually. It's lovely, yeah.
So what I'm going to do now as well is I've got baking powder and baking soda, just a little bit just in there. So obviously we want this to rise a little bit.
Nice.
So what we're going to do is just mix them. Now what I would love you to do is get that wet into the dry.
I'm just looking at this whisk. It's probably the smallest whisk I've ever
so I'm
used in
probably
my
going
life.
to give you a
There we
bit of a bigger one there.
There we go. Pour that straight in.
Yeah, if you could. I'll just nicely mix that around.
Oh, I love it.
So I have some sour cherries as well. Now, of course, you don't have to use sour cherries. What you can use is gojis, raisins, whatever those sort of fruits, if there's any left,
think
that
in
you
this
have
case,
lying around.
The name is quite appropriate because they are really sour. You know those sour lollies that you have occasionally? Really, really sour.
But it's quite nice when you have something sweet and then you suddenly get a bite and there's a bit of a sourness to it.
They're actually really nice.
Well, before you eat them, put them in there.
Put them in there.
And then, of course, a gorgeous hazelnuts, rich in fibre. I do think they get sometimes overlooked, not today. I have some lovely flax seeds as well, so lots of omega-3.
Lovely.
This is one healthy cracker. And some sunflower seeds, so beautiful, good fats in there.
So you can pretty much go through your pantry.
Go
pull
through
out
your pantry.
all the stuff that's been sitting there for ages, pull it out and whack it into your
You
crackers.
have got it. So I have my lovely bread pan here. And what I'm going to do is just pour that
Pull that
in.
in for you.
Okay.
Is that right for you?
In we go. What gorgeous, healthy batter we have.
So you'll bake this and then put it into the
I'm
oven.
going to bake this for 30 minutes, just on 180.
Yep.
And what you can do is, with that loaf, you can actually just freeze it until you want to, and then you slice it up and turn it into gorgeous little crackers.
Pretty clever idea.
Just shake that one up a little bit, even it out.
There we go. Give it a bit of a bang. 2, 3.
That's
There we go.
it. 30 minutes in the oven. Perfect. What I'll get you to do in your gorgeous chef and knife skills is if you just want to cut it in the middle, let us all have a little look at that.
Cut it all the way
So
through.
nice and thin, perfect. So as thin as you can possibly get it. If it does crumble, what you can also do is stick it in the freezer for an hour, get it a little bit stronger, and do it a little bit while frozen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake it in the oven, 10 minutes on one side, flip, 10 minutes on the other side, and we're going to have these beautiful, gorgeous crackers. Look at
Well, of
that.
course, you could just call
When you-
Richo to come round with his sharp knife and cut
You
nice thin
sure
pieces.
could. That
There we
looks
go.
like that gorgeous German bread,
It looks
doesn't
like
it?
pumpernickel bread
Pumpernickel,
or rye
that's
bread.
it. But every so often you're going to get this gorgeous little sour cherries and a little tang.
Nice. I love
Better
that.
put that back.
It looks really nice. It smells good. I can really get that spice in there as well.
Now, of course, if you haven't got many guests coming around, you just want to make a few crackers, you can just glad wrap this one, and it'll be fine in the freezer for about 3 months. Good job there. So what we'll do now is that just needs to go in the oven, 180 for about 20 minutes. Don't they smell deliciously wholesome?
They do.
So beautifully crisp. I just flipped once to make sure everything was even. Now, I would love you
I'm just
to have a
gonna
little
be
try.
funny,
Oh, of course.
It is nice and crisp, isn't it?
Bit of cheddar there. You know I love my cheddar. A bit of hard cheese. Oh, you're not going to get a bit of cheese there as well? Well, I am.
I want to taste them first. And they really taste nice. The lovely, Coffee flavour. The sour cherry is my favourite. I really, really like them. I would have never thought they'd be that delicious. With some relish and some cheese. I love cheese.
Cheese, chutney, cracker. Could be one of my favourite things, I think.
I think it might be pretty close to that.
That's really good. I mean, hazelnuts can be used in savoury and sweet. This is kind of somewhere a little bit in the middle.
Also used as your crazy kind of biscotti, isn't it? Well done.
Exactly, yeah, this would be lovely next to a little coffee, or probably espresso martini for you.